All right, so this is a couple days after the most recent Dolphin disaster, and I'm going to give you a short, just a little bit of an idea of what my thoughts about the team and the game were, and then let you know what's going on with the channel here. Why I didn't have a recap up, haven't had a whole lot of content. Um, this team is it's it would be depressing if I hadn't already been going through this with this team for 47 years now. There's most of the like Miami Dolphins YouTubers and a lot of the fan base. You guys are like in your 30s, mid 30s, younger, and this is only your second time around the block. We sucked the first 20 or so years of your life, and we kind of got good ish. Can't even win a playoff game. That's how low the bar is around here. We considered ourselves a good team without even ever winning a playoff game, and of course now it's falling off. It's falling off the cliff. Well, I was doing that for 20 years before your first 20. So I'm beat. I'm beat with this team. There's just, I mean, I'll always love this team and I always will watch and always be a fan. But the heart is just, it's just been ripped out and thrown into the garbage and stomped on so many times. Um, and until and unless most likely we get a new owner, because if Ross is going to do anything, he's gonna cut off one hand and leave the other. He either gets rid of the GM or he gets rid of the coach, and we just play footsies and we don't make any progress. And he's not going to blow the whole thing up, and it's just bad. Chris Grier has completely lost the plot. He's completely lost himself. Um, I do not understand how he could, on one hand, want to continue to invest in Tua, especially a quarterback that's injury prone, and just throw a used up, old, moldy ham sandwich out there as an offensive line. I don't understand it. It's anybody who knows even a little teeny tiny bit about football knows you got to have an offensive line. Don't matter your quarterback, don't matter your receivers, don't matter your running backs. If your offensive line sucks, your offense sucks, and that's where we find ourselves. Um, and then with McDaniel, as much as we'd like him, he's not getting better. Okay, there's the first year and the growing pains and all of that. This is year 3 now, and consistently, when he has to coach himself out of any situation, it's almost always bad, like really bad, embarrassingly bad. So, in terms of this team right now, they could win some games, right? The schedule coming up here is not all that difficult. If they can manage to score 20 points a game, they might win a few games. But we thought the back end of the schedule was going to be tough when we thought this team was good. Now go look at the back end of the schedule, those last 6 games. Even though Cleveland may not be all as tough as we kind of thought, every year it is differences, right? Like we might have looked at the Patriots games and goes, well, we got those. Well, now I don't know so much because the offense is so terrible that any team with a halfway decent defense that can stop our offense, you know, if we allow 17 points, we could lose the game. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't see that there's any magical rainbow unicorns. Maybe Tua will come back and we'll win a few games. Um, I don't know how you squeeze 9-8 out of this roster right now, the way it is on the offensive line and the way teams have adjusted to how McDaniel calls games and designs the plays. So I have a feeling, after the first half of the Jacksonville game, what did I say? I said, we're going to win 6 games. And that might be right about it. Might be right about it. Now, in terms of this channel, I haven't had a whole lot of content out. I'm going to make a long story very short. Most of you know what I've gone through over the summer because you follow me in the hockey channel. For those of you who do not know, in the last 6 months, both my dogs died, and my 6-year relationship with my girlfriend, she moved out a couple weeks after the dog died. So long story short is I'm having to reinvent my life in terms of what I do, when I do it, how I'm making my money, everything has had to change. When I started this channel, my assumption was I was splitting the bills with Karen. I did my stuff, she did her stuff. I thought I still had multiple years left with the dogs. And so this was kind of just going to be like a hobby channel. I was going to work it, but at the same point, I didn't have to place any importance upon the money that this channel was going to make or anything like that. Now, whatever I do has to make money. I don't have a choice. Um, and so I'm going to be dropping this channel for the most part. Um, Colin and I may still stream a game here or there, but with hockey coming up, and I have to focus on the hockey. I've put in 8 full years. This is my 9th year. That's my baby. You know what I mean? I have to be able to focus on the hockey. And with all of the other work that I'm having to do, I get migraines when I have too much screen time. Um, and so I have to cut something. I have to cut something from that because I can't get migraines watching the football game and then have it affect the hockey. I can't do that. So while I'm going to be dropping this channel for the most part, we may stream a game here or there. I don't think we're going to stream the Monday night game. We're going to be watching the games, but like especially at night when we stream the game, we have to have the lights on. The lights give me a migraine. If we're streaming, we have the lights on. You know what I mean? If we're just watching the game, we can watch the game in the dark. And it also involves Kyle in the sense that he's had to pick up a lot of the slack. We're working the eBay business a lot more. There's a lot more things that I'm needing him to do because now it's just me by myself doing it all. And we don't have a small operation here. It's a 3,400 square house. It's 3 acres and it doesn't mow itself. You know what I mean? So I'm having to do a lot more. He's having to do a lot more. And something just had to get this something had to go. So that's what's happening here. That's why I haven't had any other videos out. Why I actually did record a recap for the other game, for the Seattle game, and I did have a migraine as soon as the game was over. And I just didn't produce it and put it out because that was equal to the effort level that the Dolphins put out there. So if you like hockey, if you most of you are from the hockey channel anyway, so I don't suppose there's going to be a huge number of you that were football only. But if you're football only and you enjoyed the way that Kyle and I interacted on the streams and the content, go over to the hockey channel. That's not going anywhere anytime soon. They're gonna the universe is gonna have to rip that from my hands. I've thought about that hockey channel many times. It's like, man, if I don't make enough money, I'm going to have to leave it. So what I'm trying to do is do enough of other things that I can make enough money so where the hockey channel is not like I don't have to have a certain amount of money over there because I don't want to have to quit that because that's like I said, it's 9 years. But that's it, short and sweet. I appreciate all of the support, and I'll probably see most of you on the hockey channel either way.